walk the streets with my swagger on, supernatural, facing a million opponents, and my role is to act alone. Lights, camera, when the action's on. Where I'm home is a battle zone, a vigilante in the catacombs. But I rock with a hot shot like a clock when it's cocked and popped and the lead is wrong. People say that my head is gone, but it's
Yo, what's up, everybody? How you doing? It's Mike Watson, and we are live from my studio basement in Columbus, Ohio. That's how we get down, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the show that I like to call Chat and Draw. What is that show? That's no problem. I can tell you what that is. That's a little show where I sit down at the virtual art table across from one of my colleagues, and we talk comic books and geek and all type of geekery shop. And all the time, I draw some awesome comic book character while we're discussing things. Hence the name Chat and Draw. It's like a sandwich. You put them together. And who am I? Who am I to even justify myself to be doing things like this? Who am I to be the guy that's with the magic pen and the iPad here, tracing up and writing and drawing up some magnificence? Well, I just happen to be the publisher of Short Fuse Media Group, the founder of Freestyle Comics, 1/4 of the Agents of Nerdy, and the most enthusiastic person in comics. And right now, your boy is well rested. All right. Let's see. I still did some work. I was out here doing work. Right. But I pulled back on it, I reined it in a little bit. All right. Been watching some Star Trek Discovery with my wife. The show was fantastic. And just, I came home and took a couple naps over the last couple days. I'm feeling invigorated right now. All right. And the piece today, I had to do some prep work. All right, had to do some prep work on this piece. It's gonna be a beastly one I have to work on. What's up, Katie? Welcome to the show. All right, it's gonna be a lot. All right, because it's a big joint. So if you did not know, there's this thing I got going on called a Kickstarter, and I've already put it in the comments here. But you guys should go check that out. I'm in the final 3 days of this bad boy, and if you're sitting on the edge of the plank, wondering if you should jump in, stay tuned to tonight's episode because I'm going to push you over. I'm going to push you right over into those pledges tonight. And if I don't, it's okay. But I want to push you over. So we've been full-fledged into the comic book stuff, man. Hey, I've been talking to my FSK team about Titus Gates, was the new book that we are working on that is full-fledged and looking marvelous. I just got word from one of our artists that they are back in town, so they are ready to work. Look, comics make me happy. I love working on comic books. I love doing this whole art, this whole creative thing. If you have not been able to tell this in over 100 episodes of Chat and Draw, you're not paying attention. And that's okay. But look, let me bring up this guy because he's a great dude. You know what? I saw this guy at a comic book convention, and his moxie is all great. I mean, saw him at this show. He had a great stand, great table, nice IP products, great presentation, and he's a salesman. And I love somebody that can sell their product. Because if you can't sell your product, who's going to buy it? If you don't believe in your product enough to sell it and pitch it and be excited about it, nobody else will be. And this guy got me excited about his product. He's been on the show like 4 times already, and he's coming back again because he's got a new character that he's bringing out. But I'll let him tell you all about that.
Here comes a new challenger!
Ted Sikora in the building.
What is up, Michael?
What's up, sir? How you doing?
Good. Thanks for having me again.
Oh, no problem. I'm rocking that tap dance killer.
I am honored. I'm honored. Thank you. Just to be here is an honor, but then to have you wearing a tap dance killer shirt is triply, quadruply so.
Well, man, as you say, these are some of the best shirts in the indie scene for comic book t-shirts. I've had this thing over a year. It's been washed plenty of times.
Softest fabric in your drawer, right?
Hey, like butter when I slide it on. So, Ted, I'm going to give you the main screen. I'm going to let you tell everybody who you are, what you're doing, and what you have for us today as far as a brand new character that you're bringing into the comic book verse.
Sure. Thank you. Well, she's not technically brand new, but this is her origin story. So in Apama 5, we introduced this woman, the psycho-delic psycho-delic high priestess of Helltown has a wickedly killer crush on Apama. So her name is Regina, and she's been a mystery, a super thorn in Apama's side for this entire series. She is the main nemesis of the series. And when I created Regina, I was inspired by some events that actually sort of happened to me. And I decided to write an entire screenplay about her origin story. And that was titled Bloom. And we were actually shopping that around to movie studios, trying to get it produced. We were auditioning people because we might produce it ourselves. Anyway, we could never get the financing together for that. And as we kept making comics, I saw, well, this really is part of the Hero Tomorrow comics universe. It just happens to take place in 1969. And it is ground zero for the Hero Tomorrow comics universe. So Regina's origin story is where it all begins. So, I mean, when we talk about like an easy on ramp for a company that's been around for a while, this is it. You don't have to know anything else. So Bloom #1, this is a mock-up of the cover there. We actually have 6 different covers, and that's because we ended up delaying this thing a year. It was supposed to come out in April of last year, and it was in the preview guide for April, which was the month everything got shut down. So the actual week that most stores closed down throughout the country, that's when the preview guide was supposed to be distributed. So our representative from Diamond said, look, this is not a good month to launch a #1. Truer words were never spoken. So we delayed it. And then, I really was waiting for conventions to reopen to release it, because Diamond is great in that it pays for, part of our print run. It gets us out there, but without conventions, we're just going to lose money on every single book. So what we decided to do was just hold off and wait for conventions to open. They're not coming. We did a Kickstarter then as an experiment, sort of, for a single issue of Punchline, who makes, let me see if I got a Punchline here. Might have not grabbed it, but I can show you a Punchline. He's in our Tap Dance Killer series, and there he is. Oh, I do have Punchline. I thought I did. All right. That's Punchline. So we did a Kickstarter for this one only a few months ago, and they've already been delivered. And it has a amazing pinup by this one dude I want to call out.
Oh, let's see this, man.
Michael Watson.
I hear that guy does some doodles.
Right there.
Oh, yeah. That one was fun.
From a chat and draw. So this is so circular. So that made me realize, you know what? Maybe we should just we will release Bloom through Diamond, but we're also going to do a Kickstarter to make up for the lost convention income. And that launched 3 days ago, and we're off to our best start ever. So you can check out Bloom by going to Kickstarter. And yeah, it takes place in 1969. I don't know how far I should go right this now.
Oh.
Michael, do you want to explain maybe what the combo thing is we're doing today?
Yes, I will do that. So
you got your campaign.
Yeah, so Ted, being the cool guy that he is, we sat up here, we chatted, and we came up with a little collaboration that we're going to do. Let me see. Got my branding here. I actually gave you a glimpse of it a little bit earlier. Boom. So this joint right here, if you pledge to Ted's Kickstarter and my Kickstarter, you are going to get the print that I'm working on now today for free added to your pledge rewards. But also, you're going to get Tap Dance Killer #1, #2, and Vigilance #1 digital comics to go right along with that. But in order to get it, you got to pledge to his Kickstarter and my Kickstarter. And my Kickstarter only has 3 days left. So yeah, we're putting your backs up against the wall a little bit. But my Kickstarter is funded and Ted's is funded. So you're going to get the good stuff.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. So Ted, I will tell you, I was very stumped on this piece. I've been thinking about it and researching and figuring out like what can I do, what characters can I put them with, or whatnot. I'm very much so interested in this character. Like I absolutely love your promotional campaign for this thing on Kickstarter. Like it just is crazy good. Like my interest is peak. So I think I have something here, and I've had you on the show before, so I remember you specifically saying that she can fight, but it's not about fighting with her. You couldn't fight her through normal means, and I could be wrong, but from what I've seen from her so far, and what you had or whatnot, she almost seems like she's very manipulative. Like she likes to converse and play around with people's emotions or opinions or they're trained. Like she just likes to manipulate and play things. Now I'm just shooting out there because I don't have Bloom #1, but I got all 6 of them damn covers on your playing. So I'm gonna have plenty of them to read and find out for myself. So I'm gonna reveal this to you at the same time because it's 2 characters I'm drawing to fire this bad boy up. Wow, I can share. Oh, StreamYard has been updated. There's a new option on here that was not on here before. I am going to have to play with that. All right. Okay, so here we go. And we're hitting the play button. Boom. So I got her going up against Vigilance.
Oh, nice.
But the thing is, like, she's whispering and casting her magic and stuff, trying to distract Vigilance while she's got that one hand working up the magic behind her.
Perfect. Absolutely perfect. Yeah, and this is interesting because Vigilance is your most powerful character. And what I've often said about Regina is she would give Superman a hard time.
I remember you saying that.
Yes. I'm glad you picked Vigilance, man. Oh, this is good. This is good. This should be a book.
And I know you like Vigilance because we did a trade and you got the books, and that was the one that really jived with you.
Yeah.
And I really love the facial expression because Vigilance is like, girl, what is you doing? And she's like all up to her whole tricks, her whole bag of tricks back there and everything.
Oh, yeah. This is really nice. Love it.
I was pretty happy when I got done with the sketch. Like, this is fun. All right. So we have this whole, and if I can't say this enough, I'm super impressed with how you're building the Hero Tomorrow universe. I love the progress. I love the way you're introducing the characters and then branching them out into their own books. Was this the plan from you always from Get, or is this something that you've been developing as you go?
Let's see. It's not been a huge, it hasn't all been planned out, but like as soon as I had a PAMA #5, so we released a PAMA 1 through 11 first. With a PAMA 5, I wrote that screenplay in preparation for writing a PAMA 5, or, right alongside of it, because the idea of her origin came to me at that same time. So never really thought about doing that as a comic until later. But then, we're going along and we introduce Tap Dance Killer in issues 10 and 11. And she caught fire on the internet for us, images of her being liked and shared by the thousands. That was never happening with a PAMA. So I decided to give her a spin-off. And in Tap Dance Killer 1 and 2, we introduced Punchline. And then so he gets a spin-off. And but Bloom, I had started working on Bloom at the exact same time I started working on Tap Dance Killer #1. So I put a call out for artists at the time on digital webbing, and we got 200 people submitted for both those books. I was basically, it was the same ad. I said, we're doing 2 different series. Here's the characters. And it took a long time to go through everybody, and I had people trying out, doing different sketches to see their renditions of the character. So what happened is the Tap Dance Killer started going a little quicker. The artist on Bloom is Butch Mappa. And I originally intended Bloom to be a graphic novel. So it was going to be like a 120-page graphic novel.
Right.
So there was no, Tap Dance Killer was going to be single issues, and we were just going to keep building Bloom. And when I realized the benefit of releasing single issues through Diamond, I thought, man, we should just chop up this graphic novel and create 4 separate issues of it, and then we'll do a trade. So that's what was. It was a little further behind, but it was always kind of the intention to get that one out there. And what was I going to say about that? Yeah, I don't know. I guess that was sort of how it went down.
Okay. So when we talk about this character Bloom, what was the process like? And I think like you have one of the most original origin stories for Apama, what I think is freaking great. How that character even came into existence to be a comic book character. But what's the story with Bloom? What was your creation process for her?
So this is really crazy.
Hold on. What's up, Brad? What's up, Paige? How you guys doing? Paige said he saw Bloom in previews. He said good stuff.
Oh, thank you, Paige.
And Brad is excited to check this one out.
Thank you both. So with the origin of, this is something that's a little confusing, and a lot of people think her name is Bloom. Her name is Regina. Bloom is the name of the series where she, this dancer becomes Regina. She blooms into the character. So that is one point of confusion. What happened with Bloom, with Regina, is growing up in Northeast Ohio, and you may have heard of this. It was sort of in the peninsula area. There's this area called Helltown. And so you have heard of Helltown? Yeah. Okay. So, when I was growing up in the 70s, everybody was talking about, this area in the woods that was, and this part of it is true. There were a lot of houses in the forest. Right. You'd be walking through the woods and you'd come upon this area where there's all these houses just abandoned. And it was an area that was taken over by the park system, but they never demolished the houses. And it became to be known as Helltown. And there was all kinds of alleged activity that went on there. But I think, largely people went out there to party. And just recently it all got sort of bulldozed. But when we were, Apama was a Northeast Ohio character, we thought, man, wouldn't it be great if he had to go up against the Helltown cult, and who's the leader of the Helltown cult? Well, I kind of in the back of my mind knew what I wanted. I had done I shoot video, and I remember shooting an interview with somebody that had tattoos all over their body. And, usually people have tattoos and they just sort of, they like it because it looks cool or whatever. But this person was telling me, this one gives me this one gives me that. And it was like this really interesting sort of strength that they were getting from the symbols. And I thought, man, that's a really interesting idea. And so, okay, the leader of the Helltown cult, I wanted a woman. I wanted her to have these symbols on her body. And kind of wanted I wanted a hippie vibe. I didn't want this to be some ancient witch character. I make a point in the video, even she is not a witch. She's not this sort of possessed character. She's very open to infinite possibilities, There's a line at the end of the trailer that, sometimes I think, I'm getting ahead of myself. So, I'm drawing versions of this character, but I'm not having a real good go of it. There's a lot of symbols on her body, and I don't want them to look too specific. I wanted them all to be original symbols. I didn't want to kind of just go through a book of, pagan art and just grab symbols. So it was taking a long time. And I shot, one of the events I shot was Cleveland Public Theater's Pandemonium. And I saw this, this performer there, and I thought, man, she's got sort of the vibe I'm looking for this Regina character. Wait a minute.
Are you literally saying the beginning premise of your story is literally how you found the character in real life?
This is so fucking meta. Yes.
That's amazing.
It's not even, it gets weirder. So
now I can't remember the guy character who discovers her in the comic. What's his name?
Ramsey.
Now
He's
Ramsey
bringing-
has a whole nother look to me now. His face is now your face in this comic.
No, that's not me. Ramsey and I, we diverge, but we, for a while we were on the same path. And so I asked her to do this photo shoot, and she was open to it. And we couldn't get our schedules together, and I said, well, that's okay, but she also had this kind of mysterioso look. And I thought, my mind just started kind of going off on this tangent. Like, what if I go out into the woods with this person to shoot this thing? The symbols go on, and all of a sudden she starts almost becoming the character. And then that's when I had the screenplay. It was like, oh my God, it's two people in the woods, and it's just boom, 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 boom. Everything came to me so fast. And so there was that, and subsequently, when I was trying to design the character, I had the thought that because I was having such a hard time in two-dimensional space, I bought a female mannequin, and I painted the mannequin, and that's how I really designed Regina's body. And, anytime I have somebody do an illustration, I hope I gave you, maybe I didn't give you these photos.
You didn't give me those.
I did not?
Mm-mm.
I'm sorry, my friend.
Oh, no, you're all right.
I usually do. I give photos of this mannequin, and you can see where she is. But I mean, I guess there's enough images of her out there now where you get a real good sense of where the body paint is. So that is how that went. So, all right. So I write this entire screenplay, and at this point, 5-6 months have gone by, and me and the dancer who I was going to photograph, we never got together, but she shoots me a note and says, "Hey, I'm ready to do that photo shoot now." And I'm just like, oh boy, I've written an entire fictitious screenplay about this photo shoot, and it's really fucking weird. And I was just like, do I just do the photo shoot and not tell her all this stuff? And I said, you know what? I'm going to just come clean and say, hey, look, I wrote this really weird screenplay, and it kind of was influenced by what we were going to do. And I don't feel right doing this photo shoot without letting you see this first. And I hope you'll be open-minded. And so I sent it to her, waited for a few days, nervously thinking I was going to be like chastised on the internet as some weird, bizarre sicko. That is the first 4 letters of my last name. And but she came back and was very cool with it and flattered, and still wanted to do the photo shoot. So we did do said photo shoot, and I've used these images of her for years as inspiration for how Regina moves. Now I changed the look of Regina's face out of privacy for her. But what I do have here, so this is one of our covers. If I can show this.
Hold on. Let's switch over.
All right. So we can see how Regina's sort of here posing, and she's saying, I can be Ramsey here. Hey, that's a wrap. Thanks, Regina. You perfectly embodied the spirit of my villain. She says, we can't stop now, baby. I just started feeling this character on a whole other dimension. So that, and I have the photo reference for the layout that I did for Benito with Soma right there. There she is.
Oh, wow.
So that is, I always call her, she is Regina's godmother.
Mm-hmm.
And awesome spirit. Really, really honored to know her, and that she's been so kind of supportive of the whole thing. So yeah, that's how weird and meta this one is. I had to live it to make it,
Dude, that's freaking incredible. I love it. I love it. And I'm already having fun with this picture already. Damn it.
Brad's asking, do we have plans for another movie? Well, yes. I mean, the screenplay still exists. We're actually shopping around Tap Dance Killer, this one right here. So this is, we've had some packages out to some production companies. So what I'd really like to do is the whole the whole world here as a series, like a TV series, you know,
Mhm.
'cause I think what I like about that is you have I think you have three very different vibes. And sometimes what I don't like about the TV series is they're kind of monotone. You know, it might be a really cool tone, but it's hit over and over. Well, like with this, we would have the really lighthearted, you know, the ice cream truck driver, Apama, our superhero guy. That would be one of the tones. You would have the tones of the tap dance killer and the vaudevillains, and then you'd have the cult in the woods, which would be a really different vibe too. So the way they would all interplay, I would be really excited to make that happen. What is your advice to someone who is ready to start their comic artist? Oh, that's Ariana Bliss. Ariana, advice for someone who is ready to start their comic artist, to start out as a comic book artist, or to like hire a comic book artist? Oh, you said yes, and I said two different things. First one, to start out as a comic book artist. You know, Michael, I think that's a great question for you.
All righty, I'll take a crack at it. Starting off as a comic book artist, you got to draw. You got to draw sequential pages. Nobody cares about your pinups, because anybody can draw a pinup. And if you can't tell a story, if you can't tell a story with panels, in some type of context like that, then your pinups don't matter. I don't care how detailed your pinups are. I don't care how amazing your pinups are. I don't care about the colors. I don't care about the perspective. I don't care about none of that unless you can tell a story. So you need to get some pages out, whether it's your, I would recommend doing pages of your own story, or if you're working with somebody on a story, do pages of that, but still have pages of some mainstream characters at the same time to show that you can do that mainstream stuff. Constantly send your pages in to have people critique them, to get feedback. Whenever comic book conventions come back, go to editors, go to people with books that are making comics, have them review your pages, have them give you feedback, and just put yourself out there and just start making comic books, or start making comic pages. Do not get ahead of yourself. If you've never done a comic book before, start off small. Start off with like 8 to 10 pages, a short story. 8 to 10 pages, just to get the feeling of getting something done, to know what it feels like to finish. And then once you do that, expand, go 15 pages. After that, go 20 pages, 32 pages, or whatnot. But you need to know what it feels like to finish something before, you know, because like if you do like a 200-page graphic novel as your first thing, and you keep running into walls, you keep running into, you know, potholes, you know, you'll never get that done, because you don't know what it means to finish, or you don't know what it feels like to get something finished. That's what I would say.
Yeah, great advice. Ariana is very talented. I taught a comic book class for high school students. Gosh, how many years ago was that now? 4 or 5, and she was one of the best.
Oh, okay, that's cool. Yeah. That's what's up.
Yeah. She's I haven't seen anything recently. I'm sure I'd love to see more of your stuff, Ariana. So definitely shoot it to me either on Instagram or email.
Yeah, what's your Instagram so we can go check out your work? I'd love to see it. Oh, see, and here is my favorite thing about drawing on the iPad. I thought that hand was kind of big, but now penciling it in, I know it's big. So I'm going to cut that, and then I'm going to paste it, and then I'm going to make it small.
Yeah, that's a beautiful thing.
Oh, dude, it saves so much time.
Dude,
I think this is so cool.
I really love it. I love it. Yeah, Regina,
and I think these two. I think the dialogue. Oh, go ahead.
She's telling. I can tell you, she's telling Vigilance just that no one appreciates her the way they should. That she is. She's like a god, and there are many gods, and she is one of them.
Ted, this might need to be a one-up. This might need to be a one-up book that we do.
Well, yeah, and there's probably a way we could figure that out because Regina could be a person who would jump into a dimension, so she could be like anytime if we were ever to do a crossover, I think she could be that way in.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, I put out a call yesterday because or a couple of days ago, I'm plotting and trying to lay out the big crossover event that's going to happen in all their books at FSK. And figuring out how many parts it's going to be, what books it's going to affect, and things like that. And I put out a call on my Facebook page like, hey, if your character came across an entity that said, we need your help in another dimension, would your character jump at that or would they not? To get a feel kind of like that, because I'm trying to think of different ways to incorporate other people's characters. And I've been spitballing with Danny Cooper, editor-in-chief of Freestyle Comics, Victor Dandridge, FSK alum, owner, founder of Venture House Productions. And I think we came up with something that's really good that's going to be a perk on our Kickstarter. So I want to launch the whole crossover.
Nice.
As of one Kickstarter. It's going to be over 6 FSK books.
Wow.
So I want to launch that whole thing as a Kickstarter and introduce a crossover pledge level for people that want to be in it. It would consist of one page that I do on a template, kind of a template drawing where all we'd have to do is swap your character in, and that would go in whatever recent book you have as like an epilogue. And then the ramifications of that would come into effect over at the FSK books.
Interesting. Cool idea.
I mean, we have all these cool characters, and I've met over, not over 100, but no, we're at 114 episodes, so yeah, literally over 100 creatives.
Wow.
And I want to mingle with these characters in some shape and form, but of course, I want it to make sense. I don't want it just to be put together by some gum. I want it to make some sense.
Right, that's the trick. Yep.
Awesome. Oh yeah, she gave us her Instagram.
Yes.
Gonna check that out. Actually, do you care if we look at your work now? I wouldn't mind looking at your work and give you any feedback or something, but if you're not comfortable with that, I won't do it. Oh man.
She said she wouldn't mind.
Oh, awesome. Let me see if I can find you. Oh, that's the wrong spelling. Yeah, I really like Ted's books. They're super fun. And the fact that, he is from Cleveland, that doesn't hurt. That doesn't hurt at all.
I can say that I think Apama would say no to a blind, do you want to go to another dimension?
Apama would say no?
Oh, yeah. He's like, dude, I drive an ice cream truck for a living. What would Nikki St. Clair say? I don't know. I don't think Nikki would be like, you're crazy. I don't. Punchline. Regina, she'd be down. But
Regina be down?
I don't know if she wants to help. She might want to sabotage the whole thing.
I think Regina would say, yes, I want to help, and then come over and sabotage.
Right. Yes. That sounds.
Oh, look at your work.
Nice.
Oh, that's nice. I really like the layout of that one. Are you doing this in watercolors? Okay. You said comic book work, so we'll look for that one. We are comic book creatives, so. Do I have that spelled right? Looks like. Look at that.
Yeah.
I like the pop. I love how this character looks. This is a good detail in the hair.
It's got a timeless feel.
Yeah. I like the shape and what's going on with the face there. That's bold right there. Are you a digital artist or are you doing this by hand? Traditional, I mean. I love that. Thank
Hey,
you,
Marianne.
Mayon. If I'm pronouncing your name right, I'm sorry. I love that. I never could do this type of painting with kind of like the blocking for the color, but I freaking love it so much. You've got some good stuff there.
Mm-hmm. You've come a long way in a short amount of time, too.
Let me see here. Let me get that share screen. All right, we're gonna get back to that. Yeah, I think you got a good foundation. Those are painted. That's nice. I think you got a good foundation. I want to see. I don't want to spend the whole time looking at it because I still got to finish Ted's picture. But I would like to see some more, for you to actually do some comic book pages. And you can find stories or scripts online, easy. All you got to do is look them up. There's Batman, X-Men, all types of scripts like that. I would try to look for some scripts for Image Comics because Image is very versatile in their stories that they do or whatnot. Because you can get any type of thing in Image. You can get a space story, you get the zombie story, you get a regular everyday person story, you get gun stories. So, look for scripts and just start practicing. And know that the more you draw comic pages, the better you're going to get. You'll have to figure out your own level of movement as far as like moving on to the next page, because I got stuck. It took me like 8 months to draw Hot Shot #1 because I kept drawing like the first 8 pages over and over again. I would draw the first 3 pages, think they were fine, and then I got to page 4 and I'm like, oh, well, page 4 looks way better than page 1, so I got to draw page 1 now. Now page 1 and page 4 is on the same level, but page 2 and 3 aren't, so I got to redraw those. And then I get to page 8, I'm like, oh shit, well, page 8 looks better than page 4, so let me draw that. So it was just a constant cycle. You got to figure out, how much work you're willing to put in on page, and and stop and move on to the next one, because the more you do comic pages, the more you turn out work, the better you're going to get. You're going to find little shortcuts, little avenues that are going to make you speed up as an artist, but then make your work look good too. Look, dude, Regina she's coming up on being a very satisfying character for me.
I'm glad to hear it.
Like I said, I'm a big fan of the story and the premise, and I read my punchline. Super great. I really enjoy that one. Apama's still up there for me. It's Apama and Tap Dance and Punchline, but I think Bloom can come in here and take it from Apama for me, though.
All right. I'll tell you what I like about Bloom, and I'm doing the coloring on it. Doing a story in 1969, the technology isn't there, and it's just we're in the woods. It's such a, I think for me there's a relief that it's kind of back to the basics of just human interaction. Like if these two had cell phones, I wouldn't have a story. But when you get lost in the woods without a cell phone before GPS, it's a whole different thing.
Right.
And it's I'm really just liking that, the period piece of it. We got the guy in his sort of 1960s mechanic outfit, with the stripes on it and everything, and the old cars that we show in the series.
All right, where are we at? All right, I think I could dive in and I can start inking this bad boy up.
Oh, thanks for the kind words, Ariana.
Oh yeah, your boy Ted is an icon. He's out here, man. Let's see. Oh, and that is not a problem that you keep typing in here. That's what the comments are for. Plus, you're helping the algorithm out for us, so more people are seeing us. So you are perfectly fine. All right. So, what is her favorite meal?
Regina's favorite meal. Well, she is a meat eater. We established that in the story. It's not there's no cannibalism. Let's see. Favorite meal. Wow, look at that up close. Look at those faces. I'm giving both a big smooch. What would her favorite meal be? She's pretty. you know, she's a hippie, you know, like I mean, she might be cool with a burger and fries, you know, like she's not there's nothing fancy here. That would be, she'd be, yeah, I've not really thought about that part of her.
I feel like when she gets her steak, she gets it rare.
There you go. That would be right.
That's what I feel like. Now, what would be a flick that she really enjoys?
So we're 1969. Probably something like Charade with Audrey Hepburn and Cary Grant.
Here we go.
Blow Out, you know, the trippy movies. She could be into that.
All right. Makes sense with what I've seen so far.
Yeah.
So how much do you flesh these characters out before you pull the trigger on them and put them in the book?
There's varying degrees of that. You know, there's times when I'll answer these 100 questionnaires. So you know, generally I'm more, I would know more about it than I'd say I do with Regina. And I think the thing with Regina that I kept vague, when we were casting for her, we were looking at all kinds of people when we were thinking of it as a movie.
Mm-hmm.
So I had, you know, actresses from Brazil, Israel, Iran, you know, and as well as American. You know, I found it interesting if there was a sort of, she could be like an American gal, which is now how she is in the book. But because I think I was being open to all kinds of interpretations of her when we were looking at casting, I never really felt the need to peg that down. You know, what's the important things about Regina are her spirituality, you know, and where she is with that. It's like, you know, this idea about collective consciousness, the spirit molecule, like she would be in a, you know, astrology, all that kind of thing, you know, and that's the dynamic of Bloom. Ramsey, who, you know, is obviously on this journey with her. He's an atheist. Mm-hmm. And the symbols, so the origin of the symbols, which I have in the trailer, is, you know, he was out in the woods and he was, you know, he drops acid and these symbols start bombarding him. And he's, you know, he was actually working on his comic book art at the time. So he can see these symbols so clearly, he sketches them all out. And he doesn't really think they're anything other than his own subconscious. But Regina, because of the way she's so spiritually open and the way he describes it, she considers that there's a lot more to it than he realizes.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, and she's just extremely intelligent, you know, 10 out of 10 on intelligence. She would be able to look right through somebody and know how to push their buttons, as she's doing here with Vigilance.
Right. Oh my goodness. Like, yeah, I would love a conversation between these two characters. I think that's great.
You draw it, I'll write it.
Hey, that's sounding pretty good, man. I'm getting pretty fast on this pad.
We could write it together. I you know, you got you know, Vigilance.
So what is her power set? What is it that she gets? Can you tell us without it being real spoiler?
Yeah, that's the trick. You know, let's see. She could absolutely. So this idea of a spirit molecule that we all share, and it's in every living thing, plants, you know, DMT. Like she's a master of that, and she would be able to manipulate yours, you know. So make you, one of the things she could do would be sort of like a organic Mysterio, make you see things that aren't there, make you believe things that aren't true,
Oh, okay. Wow. She's sounding more and more perfect for Vigilance because Vigilance has amnesia.
Oh, that is good. Yeah.
And a piece of her spirit energy inside of her is starting to knock at the door. So in Vigilance number 3, or rather, did you say Regina appears in Apama number 5?
Yeah.
Like in Hot Shot number 5, we really get to see Vigilance flex her muscles, but we also see a different side of her. Like a bit more of darkness is inside of her than is suspected, and she's troubled by it because she doesn't know where that comes from. So I can instantly see Regina attaching and latching onto that and playing with that very hard on her.
Yeah. And, I think there's another thing about Regina that is important. She's not a straight up villain, like her thing is, we tried to change the world peacefully in the 60s and it didn't stick, but now we're going to do it on my terms, and if anybody would have a deep conversation with Regina, they're going to come away thinking, she might be right about all this. So the fact that she's talking to, when we talk about what she would be doing here with Vigilance, it's not that she's necessarily telling her anything that isn't true. To say, for instance, if I was to riff on that idea that, you are a god, and you forgot that. It's every thought, everything we do has a physical presence in other dimensions, and she's going to try to help her get to that. And she may genuinely be trying to help her get to that. Because there's a story about how I got my my dog and my previous dog that was just so what, this would be spoilery. I'm not gonna talk about this, but it would be so Regina could drop a pebble in a stone knowing that the butterfly effect, something is going to happen down the road that needs to happen, and it may not be for her benefit, it might be for the benefit of everyone.
So I'm all right. So this character is just becoming more and more interesting with the more that we're finding out and discovering with her. This is another reason why I like doing the show, because you get to really, sit with a creator and dig in on their characters and find out the source material. Where are they coming from with it? What are we looking at or whatnot? And that's cool that she's not like a regular villain. That she has a truth. She finds truth, and she may be on the left perspective of that truth, but it still doesn't make it a lie. It's still true.
Right. You may not want to hear it. It may shatter your very soul if that was true, but she can prove it.
Right.
So, or she'll try.
It's almost like, so what did you say? What was the line that she says about reality?
About thoughts?
Or when she said like the world we're in now isn't the real reality, or she's
right. So yeah, that's the end of the trailer. So that's I was telling you that Ramsey's this atheist and she believes anything. So that's part of when he's painting her, they're having this kind of spiritual chat, and at one point she says to him, "You don't believe in much, do you, Ramsey?" And he's like, "I like a good fairy tale as much as the next person, but I like to leave it at that." And she goes, you know what I think? I think this world we're in right now is the fairy tale.
Mm-hmm.
And what's really real is on the other side.
Yeah,
And,
see, I like that.
and in my own personal spiritual journey, I've thought a lot. You know, I've used a lot of what I've researched for myself goes into Regina. You know,
Mm-hmm.
so you know, I think there's elements of that are probably true. You know, personally.
Yeah, I may have another conversation with you after this show, because it's almost kind of perfect the way this character is set up. Uh, we'll talk
All right,
behind the
we'll
stage.
talk. Yeah.
All right, so Ted, what do you think is one of the best perks that you got going right now on your Kickstarter? I know, like I said, I pledged for the one that has all 6 #1 covers.
I think that's a really good perk, and if you want, I can show them all. I got the printouts here.
Yeah, let's go ahead. Let me switch the view for you.
So one of the perks we have is called the cover bouquet, and if you go to again Kickstarter and type in Bloom, it should come right up.
Actually, let's go ahead and give them the link. Well, that one was mine. Remember, if you're just now tuning in, Ted and I are doing a promotion where if you pledge to his Kickstarter and my Kickstarter, this print that I'm working on right now, you get that in full color. You get the actual physical print, and you get Tap Dance Killer 1 and 2 and Vigilance #1 for pledging to both of our Kickstarters.
Digital versions.
Digital versions.
Right on.
Right on.
All right. So I was kind of you know what's it's interesting because when I was growing up, there were no variant covers, and I wasn't sure how I really even felt about them until I started doing comics and realizing that you know, people collect covers the way they collect prints, and you also have a book attached, and I thought that's pretty neat. So because Bloom got delayed so long, it was supposed to be released last April. I ended up getting a lot of art for you know, guest pinups and things, and people who had tried out for the gig. So I decided to have some more covers, and we decided to do diamond covers, and then we have the Kickstarter covers.
Mm-hmm.
So the ones that you can get through Diamond, you can get all of them through the Kickstarter. This is the first one. This is done by Bong Dazzo, and this is just an amazing fucking image.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so psychedelic. I mean, it is so cool. And the thing I was so shocked about was Bong Dazzo has passed away. So this will be one of the last images that is published by him, and it couldn't be more magnificent. I'm just so kind of touched and honored by that. So that's our you know, our A cover. I had Benito Gallego, who was the first to do Regina within the Apama series, do sort of one of these kind of almost like these old soap opera kind of comics.
Yeah.
So you can see here we got the journey to mind-bending madness begins. And then,
I love the voice you just kicked out.
Yeah, right. Well, that's what I did with that trailer. And so we've got the girlfriend here. Hey, Ramsey, let's go home. That dancer is giving me the creeps. Ramsey.
And
So
Ramsey sucked in.
And then now Donnie. So when I got down to my 2 final artists between Tap Dance Killer and Bloom, it came down to Donnie Hadiwijawa, who ended up getting the Tap Dance Killer gig, and Butch Mappa got the Bloom gig. And Donnie did an amazing image. This was the image he did of Regina. So, and we're doing that as a virgin variant. You do not have any logo, anything on that one.
Let me tell you how bad Ted is. I looked through his whole Kickstarter package for that dang cover. And that's, from what I've seen, it's only available
At a certain level.
At a certain level. And that's the one that made me get all those covers, Ted.
Oh.
You son of a man. That's
All
the
right.
one that made me get it.
Oh, yes, it worked. All right. Then now Butch, He did an amazing image of her, of course. And the reason Butch got the gig is a lot of people over sexualized Regina. And I wanted her to feel like somebody that, you see her and you don't, she's not like this idealized superwoman kind of thing. She's a normal, cool gal. She could be your cousin or something.
Mm-hmm.
And Butch did that. Like, when I saw his images of her, I was like, oh man, yeah. And he came in really late. I was about to make my decision on it. And he's like, hey, can I get in on this? And I'm like, all right, shoot me a quick, I would send everybody a page, so they had to break down the 6-panel page. And he sends me these layouts, and his layouts were really rough, and I didn't know anything about Butch Mappa. And I thought, why don't you just do one panel, finish one panel for me? Cause I got to make a decision quick here. And he did one panel and it blew my doors off. I was just like, oh my God, she looks so cool, so likable. So he got the gig. Now this was one of the first prints he did, pinups. So I got 3 more covers here if I could.
No problem.
So that's, and what's cool about this one is there's a backer level called Be Drawn into the Cult, and faces, you will be on a cover. You will be one of the cult members kind of looking on at Regina on a cover. So we've got that. Then this is sort of like our A Kickstarter cover, which I already showed, but that's the one, based on the photo reference layout that I gave to Benito. And now the 6th cover, which I think is totally cool. I was at Steel City Con and I was set up across from a guy, Manny, who was doing this book called Heroinberg, and he had cosplayers. And this one gal comes by my table and she's looking at Tap Dance Killer and is like, oh, this is really cool. But, we got to talk and I was like, man, she's got a real Regina vibe. And I showed her Regina and she loved the character. And, here Regina is when it starts, Ramsey meets Regina because she's a backup singer in a rock band at a festival. And she dances during the guitar solos and just blows everyone's mind with her dancing. Mm-hmm. And that is very much, Alicia Lynn, who cosplayed, who we did our first photo cover here. So this is a mock-up of that. And she's just totally got this awesome Regina vibe. And I think we're going to be doing a lot more stuff with her in the same way Josie does Tap Dance Killer, Josie Jones. And I got one more this will be a cover for issue 2. This is a Benito Gallego. So
awesome.
Yeah. Did I say Tap Dance Killer 2? Bloom 2. Anyway. So yeah, that's, and what I was surprised about all these covers, I thought I'll bundle them at the cover bouquet level. It's like $47. That includes shipping. I sign them all. They're all bagged and boarded. And that's been the second most popular reward. So who knew?
Yeah, I definitely jumped on it for sure. Oh my goodness.
Let's see.
Dude,
I screen.
Oh shit. This is one of the things I appreciate about Ted a whole lot is he knows his characters, man. He knows how they look. They have all these little intricate details, but he knows what they are and he gives them to you. Like if you're a person working on his books, so you don't have to like leave that up to the imagination. But there's all these like little trinkets and stuff on her. It's just like it's dope. Like she has a lot of she's a character. She's a living, breathing character.
I would hazard a guess that there may not be a more detailed character in comics because when you get all the body paint, the costume with all the coins on the chest piece and the skirt, it's brutal. It is brutal. I got to the point where, I told Butch when he took the gig, I said, look, I'll do the body paint, you just worry about the form because it's just too much.
Mm-hmm. And that, and artists really appreciate stuff like that, man. I can't tell you there's, I don't know too many creators or writers that are willing to do that. And I'd like to actually take a second to plug Unlikely Hero Studios. I am using my coaster from their Unthinkables Kickstarter.
I just got one of those in the mail myself.
Yeah, so avid fan of the comic books, and honestly, this is where I begin a lot of my comics, man. Outside, like I read My Hero Academia weekly. I pop in and I get some X-Men issues, but my comic book collection has been composed of indie comics within the last year.
Yeah, I buy more on Kickstarter now than anywhere.
And there's a lot of good stuff on there. Like I'm having fun, and I'm sitting here and I'm like I'm waiting for the next issues. I'm like, all right, guys, I've read that one. Let's keep these stories coming here.
I'll tell you, man, coming from the independent film world, because we made a feature film called Hero Tomorrow, and I do a lot of documentary work, but I just love about comics how so many of us, you finish a book, you're on to the next, and the stories just keep going and growing. And on the film side, there's just such a frustration with a lot of people in just trying to get their stuff out there and started. The machine that you have to get in motion to get a movie made, it just seems like it's getting harder and harder, to do that. So I think that's why I've just embraced and fallen in love with making comics, because it's just like, man, we just keep going.
Yeah. Yeah, the comic thing, well, it's got its hardships, but you can keep that going, as you said.
Can I make a small suggestion?
Go right ahead, sir.
Okay, with Regina, with the energy coming off of Regina's right hand, when you ink that, I would make that smooth and pretty. What
Smooth,
those forms?
pretty?
Those forms that are coming off are psychedelic paisleys. There's it's something that doesn't look scary at all.
Okay. Like, yeah, I like that. Is that almost like sleight of hand? Look at what this hand does, and then you don't see this hand.
Yeah, I don't think she's let's see. So wait, I don't think she's going to attack vigilance here. Maybe she's trying to win her over. So she's going to show her something that, like, she's surrounding her with beautiful energy. How does that sound?
Yeah, I'm going to have a conversation with you when this show's over. But yeah, I like the character. And again, like, so I love doing chat and draw because each character presents a unique challenge. And I know the women in your studios, you don't like them over sexualized. You like them being real women with, real diversity, real weight, real body proportion and things like that. And I like how Regina looks because she does, like, in the 60s and 70s, she looks like one of those old school models that, they put out there a lot. So I love the style. There's always a point of reference. And when I draw your character, much like Kara Nicole's Fire Bitch, her character is a very sexual character. But when I have Kara on the show, I'm always not trying to do that. Like, it's going to be there, but what can I do to show this character being powerful, or doing something else besides the go-to? She's got plenty of the go-to. She's got tons of it.
Right. Yeah.
But, like, how can I switch it up? And I didn't want this piece to be a fighting piece. I did want to find out how to make it a conversation piece, because I feel like that's more interesting with these characters. And like I said, I know that's what you always said, that she would give Superman some serious trouble. Can you go into her power when you said, like, how she fights when she is put in a situation when she has to fight?
Yeah, I mean, in terms of a strength level, so let's say she would be able to hit you with enhanced strength. I'm not going to say where that's coming from, but she could make you believe that you were hit a whole lot harder than you were.
Okay.
And really, that's all that matters.
Right.
Because if you believe you were hit that hard that you can't get back up, then that could be the end of the fight.
Mm-hmm. That is a very valid point.
Looking great, man.
Thank you. Like I said, I do enjoy the doodles and the drawing here.
Yeah, 114 now. Is that what this is? Yeah. God.
Yeah, 114.
And you just started this, right?
Yeah, I started it March 31st was the first episode.
That's like every 3 days or something.
Yeah, that's what it averages out to.
Jeez.
Since the 100th episode, I've done an episode every day since the 100th episode, except for 2 days.
Oh my Lord. So how has the Kickstarter gone for you? Like, I mean, I know you've hit your goal, but like, so in terms of what rewards people were kind of jumping on, what have you had a lot of the creator levels, or are people buying the book that aren't necessarily creators?
I've had a few people where I guess they're just from Kickstarter, the people that shop exclusively on Kickstarter, just buying the books.
Mm-hmm.
I've had creatives buy the actual guest spots on the show. Our most popular pledge level was the early bird special, where you get all 3 books for I think like $45 or $50 for all 3 of them. That was our most popular pledge. This Kickstarter experience has been very different for me. The first 3 that I've done were done by Short Fuse, my publisher. So they have a very large Kickstarter audience. And I like to say Sean breezed me through that process.
Oh, good.
I just jumped on his back and he carried me through the clouds. So this one has been all me pretty much, just like on my own page, trying to, and when I say all me, more so as in trying to build my own Kickstarter audience. While some people will still associate and see me with Short Fuse, because I am or whatnot, but like that constant, Short Fuse is doing a Kickstarter, let me go over and check it out because I've done 15 Kickstarters with Short Fuse. I don't have any of that. So that's been a bit of an experience. We've been averaging a pledge or 2 a day, of course, outside of that initial splurge that we had the first 2 days or whatnot. I'd say 3, maybe 4 days last week, we got no pledges. So that was bothering me. That was having me reassess and look at some things or whatnot.
Oh, yeah.
And we're above goal. We're almost at 200%. And I'm definitely happy about that. But, the creator in me is not satisfied. I'm still constantly like looking and thinking like, what can I do to punch this up? What can I do to close out strong or whatnot? But can't look a gift horse in the mouth. It's been a great first experience on my own page.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Brad.
Yeah, and I've had some people come on and just like try to get the books, or the add-on process has been a little bumpy for me, so I'm hoping that works out better next time. Danny Cooper had to figure out some backdoor way for us to get it on there, and I don't know why it's doing it like that, but people have been able to add on some stuff.
Okay. Yeah, I know. I wanted to add on a 3rd book, but it wasn't an option that I could see.
Yeah, so I'm gonna have to message them about that or whatnot, because I definitely don't want that to happen again. Because yours was super easy. Like as soon as I clicked on my pledge, all the add-ons just popped up right there at the bottom.
Well, maybe you're positive you added them as add-ons? All those?
Yeah, I got because it's the first time that I've done add-ons, so I had to get approved for it. So I'm thinking maybe because it's the first time, it's a little rocky for me or whatnot, and maybe the next one will be better.
You have to just, like, for instance, if adding a copy of book 3, was that actually, did someone actually make that an add-on?
Yeah, because a guy, which is so funny, a guy messaged me today and said, "Hey, just wondering, I got your first pledge, what got me season 1 for the $15, and then I got book 2 and book 3 for $15 a piece. this is cheaper than the actual $65 pledge. I was like, yeah, but you also get more swag with the $65 pledge.
Oh, yeah. All right. Okay. Yeah, you got, there's a lot to navigate with that stuff. It's pretty, it takes a lot of time to
Oh,
put those pages
Lord.
up.
Yes, it does.
And I intended to start mine, a week sooner. And I was just like, I don't have it ready. But
Yeah,
I don't mind
feel
that this
that.
one's going to be a little shorter campaign. I mean, it's not that short. It's like 26 days.
hmm
But it'll be the shortest campaign we've ever run.
Yeah, my plan is Brad says Punchline, by the way, is one of the best comics that I picked up last year. I've been a fan of Apama and Tap Dance Killer for a while, and you've set a pretty high bar with them. Punchline met and exceeded my expectations. Thank you for the excellence that you bring to independent comics. Woo!
Thank you very much, Brad.
Yeah, I got the next Kickstarter plan for me anyway. It's gonna be I'm gonna do the Hot Shot trade next.
Okay.
We're gonna do volume 1. And after I do that, after I get the trades taken care of, I'm doing a Kickstarter for Hot Shot 10, but I'm literally only doing that for the weekend. I'm going to start it on Friday and it ends Sunday night, and then immediately pushing the books out after that. I feel like Hot Shot's pretty established, and it doesn't need, like, the new books don't need a month-long Kickstarter. I just want that weekend
what about
to hype it up.
How about a week?
You think a week?
I think a week.
You think a week?
Yeah. Because in a week you get everybody. If somebody's got a busy weekend, they might have they didn't have a chance.
Mm-hmm. All right. I can take that into consideration from a guy like you. You've got some success under your belt. Yeah, Brad is an ongoing, constant messenger in independent comics, man. He loves them. He gets as many. I don't know if I know anybody that gets more independent books than him.
Well, I appreciate the support and the kind words from a connoisseur.
I've actually got a book Brad sent me in the mail that he wants me to do a sketch cover on. I need to get that done for him too.
Looking great, my man.
Man, I'm having fun with this. Thank you. Yeah, this is gonna be a fun time once we get the Kickstarter finished. I got somebody making new intro music. I'm gonna work on a new intro for the show, whatnot. Some more graphics. Season 4 is gonna be a brand new baby.
Very good. If you need a quick soundbite from voiceover guy, I'm happy to do it for you.
And now you are signed in. I am fucking doing it. So, you see Bloom being an ongoing series, or do you have a certain number you're going to stop at?
It's stopping at 4. Well, so this is my crazy year. I'm going to be releasing every 2 or 3 months. This whole thing's coming out this year.
Mm-hmm.
And because Butch has the first 3 issues completely illustrated. So it's going to be a challenge to get it all colored in time, but I'm finding coloring in the nature goes a whole lot quicker than coloring in the city.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm committed to that through Diamond as well. So when each issue's in the preview guide, it will also be live on Kickstarter.
So how does that work for you with you having the book in Diamond, but you're doing a Kickstarter? You do the Kickstarters for the initial launch, and then it goes through Diamond?
Well, it's going to go through Diamond regardless.
Mm-hmm.
The challenge I've had with Diamond is that I need the conventions to make things work.
Mm-hmm.
As I mentioned, it's sort of without conventions, I can't release through Diamond because I'll just lose money on every issue.
Mm-hmm.
And the Kickstarter, and I talked to a bunch of retailers. I said, hey, do you have a problem with me running a Kickstarter subsequent to the book being solicited in the preview guide? And they're like, they were all like, no, you got to do what you got to do to survive. So the alternative is I just don't release anything, and then they're not going to be making anything on it either. So,
Mhm.
I guess the only thing that could snag some retailers is if they buy it and a regular customer is like, oh, I already bought it on Kickstarter. But our best campaign so far was Punchline. We sold 300 copies,
Mm.
and we had 300 pledges. There's 2,000 diamond accounts, so I don't think those 300 are really biting that big of a chunk out of anybody's, diamond
Yeah.
store numbers. Maybe it's possible on the local level where we do quite a bit more, but I like I said, I talked to everybody, or I talked to a nice sampling of retailers, and they were all cool with it.
Hmm. That's great that you actually, you're going to the retailers and speaking to them before, deciding what you're going to do. I hear even multi-billion-dollar companies don't do that.
Dude, when Tap Dance Killer was in the preview guide, I was they gave me a full page interview at the top of the book. I was the indie creator of the month,
Hmm.
and I called 1,000 stores and said, hey, if you open your preview guide to page 11, or whatever it was, I'm that guy. We have a new book, and I want you to consider ordering it. I'll send you some sampling PDF stuff, and I'm sure that made a big difference. A lot of them told me that I was one of the first to ever do that. To a creator to actually just call. So they said, we'll never look at your solicitations the same way again because we know you. So I thought, oh, that was cool. It was a good step. And that first Tap Dance Killer sold about 2,000 copies through Diamond.
Mm. Those are some nice numbers.
Well, when I called 1,000 stores and we sold 2,000, I was like, I was hoping for a little more, perhaps. But you know what? I didn't have a variant. I should have.
Mm.
We only had the one single cover, and variants make a big difference in the retailer market.
Oh no! There we go. I hope you people are taking notes. And thanks, Katie. I appreciate it. I am enjoying it myself. I'm enjoying it a lot, actually. So I love when a story can be told with one picture.
I think that one of the first times I met you was New York Comic Con, right?
Yes, it was.
Yeah, you stopped by my booth and said, "Hey, I'm from Ohio," and that show. I think you came to me by the end of the show, and by then I was like a zombie. But you talked about doing some kind of crossover then, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, we just got busy, man.
Yeah.
We were doing a lot of shows, and I know we were popping up at a lot of different shows together.
Then we were right next to each other at the Cleveland Comic Con at the Berea Fairgrounds. That's when I really got to know. That's when I got to see this man's hustle. And that was an okay show. So we had a lot of time to talk. I remember we spent a lot of time thinking, what was the last great Marvel character? We went on and on about that. Like what was the last great character Marvel created? And we're going back and back and back. And we're like, is it Deadpool? Is that the last time they created a great character? Or, it was just.
I still don't even know who we ended up saying. I think we said Deadpool.
We talked about the new Ms. Marvel. I think she had just sort of debuted at that point, but
okay.
I don't know that she could have been considered a great character yet. And I think we went back a long, long ass way talking about why indies, because we're sharing notes on our hustle, but if you want new characters, you're not going to get that from Marvel.
Yeah. I mean, I've done panels on that. Like, a lot of people claim they want new characters, but when Marvel actually does it, they don't support it.
No. So I have my guitar right next to me. I forgot I put it here, but I thought maybe one of these moments when you're drawing, I'll just sort of do a little jam.
Oh, go ahead, because I'm actually doing this hair right now, so this feathering would be perfect for it.
Let me see if I'm in tune. doesn't sound good. That's better. My G is acting weird. All right, let's see. All right, anybody, any requests? Ariana, what do you want to hear? I don't know if I'll know how to play it, but I will try.
Oh, Steve just pledged. Oh, he passed above Kickstarters. Steve's getting the sprint.
Thank you, Steve.
That is what's up, Steve, man. Appreciate it.
Steve, I'll play a song for you. What do you want to hear? All right, I'm going to try to do You've Got a Friend here by James Taylor.
Okay. Go right ahead, man. I'm in it on this. First time ever we got guitar being played here on the show live.
I'm going to go through it once and then I'll sing it the second time because I got to make sure I remember the chords.
You're good. And Steve is putting his request when you get done with that one.
When you're down, troubled, and you need a helping hand, nothing, oh, nothing is going right. Close your eyes and think of me. Soon I will be there to brighten even your darkest night. You just call out my name, and you know wherever I am, I'll come running to see you again. Winter, spring, summer, or fall, hey, all you gotta do is call and I'll be there. You've got a friend. There you go.
Awesome.
All right. I might know. Hold on about the Bobby Darin.
It's the best damn podcast y'all ever been on. Live music, freestyle, live art. We got it all.
One more time through it. I'm going to have this sucker. All right. And I will, you will get your Bobby Darin. Hey, the shark has pretty teeth, dear, and he shows them pearly white. Just a jackknife has Macheath, dear, and he keeps them out of sight. From a tugboat by the river lies a body Mac, oh now Mac Heath's been like a sailor. I messed that up. Could our boy do something rash? All right, a little bit of Bobby.
Hey, I loved it.
Couldn't figure out the rest of that one.
Ted, you just made my podcast exclusive.
Let's see, Rat Pack or go to Punk with some Black Flag. I don't know any Black Flag. Look at this drawing. Oh my God. Oh my God. It's like a stairway to heaven. Oh shit.
I'm aiming to please here. Oh, I know that one. There we go.
Girl from Ipanema.
Thank you, Steve. I'm trying, man. It helps to be put on the spot. You guys know I love drawing hands, so that was another reason why I was looking forward to drawing Regina tonight, because her hands are always doing something gnarly.
Tom Waits, I love Tom Waits, but I don't know any of his tunes. The piano has been drinking. Oh my God, one of the greatest songs ever.
So, Ted, have you checked out WandaVision?
I love it. What do you think?
Dude,
you're
it's
quiet.
Oh,
you don't like it. Uh-oh.
No, I love it.
Oh, okay.
No, I love it. I think it's great. I was here for every single episode. I love the build-up. I love what they're seeding. The fourth episode is only great because of the first three episodes.
100% agree. I 100% agree. Yes.
Like, I don't even know what's going to happen this week.
Yeah, it was clear they were going to pay something off, but you know, what can you do coming off of Endgame that's going to appeal to, you know, the masses? And why not just do something that's so crazy? I just, even where I mean, I understand the frustration some people might have with it, but I love that about it too, that they went so kind of bold, and, you know, if it's not 100% succeeding, it's still unbelievably ambitious. And you just don't get that. You know, you get a lot of safe stuff in the superhero universe.
Right. And they have definitely built up their tolerance to go unsafe now.
Yeah. It's great. And yeah, you know, it's all coming. And Monica Rambeau, oh, like, dude, one of the things that I do, and I've been doing at Comic-Cons, is picking up copies of Amazing Spider-Man 16. I've been doing that for years. Amazing Spider-Man Annual 16, first appearance of Monica Rambeau.
Okay.
As soon as the MCU started, I was like, you know what? They're going to do something with with Monica Rambeau, the original Captain Marvel, not the original female Captain Marvel. So, and I do that with a lot of books. Like I've been stockpiling all kinds of speculative stuff, because sometimes you get first crack at it on the floor. You know, you're all set up. I'll go see what's available, and a lot of people don't know what they have. That was great about 3 and 4 years ago, but all of a sudden everybody got the apps and everybody knows all the books. But I picked up a good bunch of stuff before then.
Well, what they do with her, if she's already got her powers, or she gets them somehow through this.
Yeah, I wonder if they were going to do it going through well, we probably don't want to spoil it, but Um, when she got shot out of the bubble, I thought perhaps that would have been something that transformed her.
Yeah, that was in the trailer. But yeah, I thought so too. But then at the very beginning of the thing, won't say anything about it, but when she was running, she hit something with a lot of force. That was,
Oh,
you know what I'm talking about?
It's in the trailer?
No, that's in the beginning of the episode.
I have to watch that one again. I don't recall that moment.
Yeah, pay attention to that opening thing. When she's moving around, she hits something with more force than I think she knows she has.
All right. I like the casting of her.
Yeah. Dude, that's what I was talking to people about in my King Kong versus Godzilla cast we did.
Mm-hmm.
I like the Godzilla movies, but I feel like they fail in the humanity department of connecting those dots.
Yeah.
The King Kong movie I enjoy very much, but they succeed in the humanity department. Like they have the right amount of interaction, they have the right connections, but also it's a cast that you like. Half the damn cast is MCU characters.
Yeah. Well, I when I watch the Godzilla movies and the Kong movies, I'm like, how are they going to make this a contest? Because Godzilla, they're messing up their sizes, movie to movie. It's like Godzilla was as tall as a skyscraper, wasn't he? Like,
yes, he
Kong
still
was
is
never that big. I don't know what they're going to do about the size discrepancy, because after that last Godzilla movie, I'm like, I don't think Kong's got much of a shot here.
Well, that's the thing. In King Kong in Kong Skull Island, they speak on the size specifically. That in that movie, he's only a child.
Oh, okay.
And when Kong versus Godzilla comes out, it's been 50 years since Skull Island.
Oh, I didn't realize that. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. It seems like, I will be rooting for Kong.
My man. See, Ted, I know there's a reason why I liked you, man. That's who I'm rooting for. I'm rooting for Kong.
I like Godzilla, but Kong's the underdog, right? You gotta be Kong. And yeah, there's something more, just Kong's our guy.
Yeah.
Kong's the home team here.
See? You get it.
Yeah.
And I know that this Godzilla is a westernized version of Godzilla, but Kong is still, he's us. He's our kaiju character. He started here in America. That's great. But yeah, I just, I'm not expecting a whole lot from it. I just need it to be an entertaining popcorn flick. That's all I need. I just need it to be an entertaining popcorn flick. I'm not looking for Oscars or anything like that. Okay.
Thank you, Brad.
Dude, I honestly just like the framing of that.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. It works as a wide crop very nicely also.
So you a Trek fan, Ted?
Not really. Diane is my wife, but
okay.
Yeah, I never got into it.
It took me a while. I had to find the Trek that spoke to me, and it was Jean-Luc Picard.
Trying to do beat it here.
Okay.
Damn it. Okay, here we go. Eddie Van Halen. Nirvana. I started almost played Enter Sandman. I could probably figure out. No, I'm playing Godzilla again. I can't get Godzilla out of my head. It's amazing how similar that is to Godzilla.
Yeah. Excuse me.
The Nirvana is. Is that it?
What up, J-Man? How you doing? Oh, Brad did his duty. Brad backed you. So I guess that's what you were saying thank you to.
I'm sorry. Yeah. Oh, about Brad?
Yeah. So Brad's getting this print and the digital books because he already backed me.
I do not know Zombie by the Cranberries. I'm sorry to say. She was more like a beauty queen when is cross. She was more like a beauty queen when it's crossed the screen. What is that? Steve, do you know what that is, Michael?
Oh no, I was trying to figure it out
like
myself.
A beauty queen when it's crossed the screen. It sounds like something you get in a fortune cookie. You ever get one of those fortune cookies and it says like, what you left behind is more mellow than wine? I remember getting that one. I'm like, what the fuck does that mean? What you left behind is more mellow than wine. J-Man, I do know some Kiss songs. Does the word shandy mean anything to you? Oh, J-Man.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Let's see. What Kiss song would you like me to try? Damn it. Crazy Crazy Nights. Billie Jean. Not really a guitar song. I was just doing Beat It.
Yeah, he was. Sounded good.
Do you know the song Going Blind? Oh, that's a good song. Okay. I do know the song Going Blind. I know there's a lick in it that goes up. But that's about all I remember. But I do love that song. It's, I think, one of the least appreciated, most underrated Kiss songs by far. What else could I play by Kiss? I don't have my pick here, but... Oh, shoot. Detroit Rock City. Can't quite pull that one off right now. It's been too long. Look at the detail on that skirt. Hard Luck Woman. Oh, that would be good. Probably just pull up the chords.
This thing is super fun.
Let's see if I can put this separate off to the side here. Come on, undock. All right. that high. I'm going to go an octave lower. if never I met you, then it's too low. This is a weird one. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it for you, Jay. If never I met you, I'd never have seen you cry. If not for the first hello, I'd never have to say goodbye. If never I held you, my feelings would never show. I sound like Lou Reed. I'll do it like Lou Reed, I guess. Never I met you, I'd never have seen you cry. Not for the first hello, never have to say goodbye. If never I held you, my feelings would never show. Sometimes I walk a girl, so much you'll never know. Keep telling you, hard luck woman, you ain't a hard luck woman. Greg. All right, there you got Lou Reed doing Kiss, because I couldn't hit those notes with a fishing pole. I don't know. Michael, why don't you pick something? I'll look it up.
My music repertoire is non-existent.
All
It
right,
took
let me
me
see if I can
it
find
took
it.
me a while to get into music. I really honestly didn't get into it till maybe my junior year of high school, and then I went to CCAD for college and had roommates with a wide variety of taste. So I normally always had the computer, so they just put their music all on there. So I just listen to all types of stuff, but I'm terrible with names and things like that. So it looks like
All right, I'll try Redemption Song. Old pirates, yes, they rob I, sold I to the merchant ships. Minutes after they took I from the bottomless pit, but my hand was made strong by the hand, oh, that is not right, by the hand of the Almighty. We forward in this generation triumphantly. Won't you help to sing these songs? So what happens here is they don't have the chord over the right part of the lyric, but I think I'm going to be, won't you help to sing these songs of freedom is all I ever had. Redemption songs. Oh, I'm sorry, my friend. I can't make sense of where these chords are falling on the lyrics. Yeah, I remember hearing about Peter Criss getting the Rod Stewart song. Yeah. Let's see where... It's a masterpiece, Michael.
thank you, sir. Trying to get this done over here.
Bowie. Have to look that up. Bowie. Let's see if I can find
I think that right there.
Space Oddity. I will see about that one. Watson. Ground. Let me find my note. Ground control to Major Tom.
I know that one.
Ground control to Major Tom. Take your protein pills and put your helmet on. Ground control to Major Tom. This is what Regina's saying to Vigilance. Ground control to Major Tom. Commencing countdown. Check ignition and may God's love be with you. This is ground control to Major Tom. You really made the grade, and the papers want to know whose suit you wear. Now it's time to leave the capsule if you dare. This is Major Tom to ground control. I'm stepping through the door, and I'm floating in a most peculiar way. And stars look very different today. And then there's that fast section, which that's what I'm going to cut. Kicking ass. Michael Kicking Ass Watson is his name.
Oh, you guys make it easy when you bring dope ass characters onto the show.
Oh. This is way, way cool.
And take note, it's not just the look of the character, man. Like I said, one of the best parts about the show and working on people's characters live is having that conversation piece with you as you draw. Now, I know I did have this laid out before I came on the show with Ted, but Ted's been on the show 4 times, and I like to think I've started to kind of acclimate or have an understanding of his characters in his world from our mini conversations, where I would think a piece like this would be appropriate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's where we're at right now, and I'm probably gonna have Aries color this up for us or whatnot. But this one was a fun one. I'm gonna hit that replay on it. We'll get to see that progress happen throughout the whole thing.
Wow, that's such a cool feature.
Yeah, it's fun. It helps me on TikTok a lot because I just upload these to TikTok.
Yeah. I have not been able to get into TikTok. And I'm not. My Twitter game sucks. I got no Twitter game whatsoever.
Oh, I don't have a TikTok or a Twitter game. This just makes it convenient for me to have some type of presence on TikTok. Mm-hmm. So, it's great. But this thing, like, and I don't know if you guys saw it in the sketch, I had Vigilance's leg kind of up like she was standing on something, but I stopped that obviously for this. I thought it'd be almost more romantic to have them both in the air, with like a moon behind them, and she's really trying to like talk to Vigilance and open her eyes to what she is. Inking this bad boy was fun. And I also like just having the sketches behind the ink line too. That's what I've been doing on some of the custom shirts that I've been doing for the Kickstarter.
I like that too. Yeah, there's always energy in the pencil lines.
Now, don't forget, I know we had a couple people pledge today, but spread the word. Let everybody know. Go out and share it. If you're avid on Kickstarter, let your friends know on Kickstarter that we have this perk, and it's only for 3 days. If you pledge to Ted's Kickstarter and you pledge to mine, this print you are getting. It will be in magnificent color, whether Aries or Veronica Smith does it, but it will be colored up. I'll be posting this up there for them tonight to
And
color.
you will sign it?
Huh?
Will you sign
Yes.
it?
Yes, I'm going to sign them because I'll be getting them printed, so I will sign them as well. And then you'll get digital copies of Vigilance #1, Tap Dance Killer 1 and 2, digital copies for those books, and this print in physical form signed by me for pledging to Ted and I's Kickstarter.
And I'm happy to sign it as well. You would have to send them to me, and I'll send them back your version, and then I'll send mine out directly because you'll have signed them already if you want. You know.
Yeah, no, we can do that. We live close enough. It's cool. But yeah, here's the piece. I like that frame image of it.
Love it.
I might make that my Kickstarter banner, man.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm gonna put these links in here one last time. This is Ted's link for his Kickstarter. And to those who have pledged today to us tonight, man, I appreciate it so much. That's exactly what we're here for.
Thank
so thank you
so much for all the support and you know, engaging with us here in the conversation too.
All right, so Ted's Kickstarter link is in there, and I just plugged mine's in there too. Go ahead and check it out. I'm real close to the 5,000 mark, so that'd be great if we could break that tonight. Looking forward to it or whatnot. Still 3 days on this Kickstarter. If you've already pledged to Ted's Kickstarter, then swing on around and check out mine because you will get these perks if you pledge to mine as well.
And I put a link in our on an update today to yours.
All right, cool, and I will do that as well. Because I know I've just been putting the picture up there right now, but I'll get you with the link too. Okay. I was trying to save it for when we actually talk tonight. But Ted, go ahead and tell everybody where you are. Why? Give them one last pitch why they should be pledging to the Bloom Kickstarter. Well, besides the fact that you just played guitar for us for the last 30 minutes.
You know, if I could ask anybody to do one thing. Go to Bloom, Kickstarter, put in the Bloom, and just make sure you watch the trailer. If you aren't moved to tears after the trailer, don't support it. But if you are, then no, I really do want you to. This trailer is very unconventional. I try to do like a 60s grindhouse voiceover, like a Marvel Power Records. It's a very different kind of thing, and I really would just ask you to at least watch the trailer and then make up your mind about the stuff below.
Agreed. I didn't need the trailer to be convinced to get the book. I was already in, but Ted is fantastic with these trailers, man. When I did see the trailer, I was blown away. Like, that is freaking fantastic. One of my favorite things to get me to get onto your Kickstarter is having a good trailer. Having a good trailer that's associated with the book, whether it's a trailer of the actual, book, or if it's just a 2-minute thing of you talking. If I can see the passion and enthusiasm for your product, dude, you won me over. Or if you just got a dope ass idea, the way Ted knocked this out the park, where everything just fit, all the strings and chords were connected with the campaign for what this book is, I'm in. I mean, I'm rocking one of this guy's shirts. I've got the gear. I've got the books. I got the hardcovers. I'm trying to tell you, it's good product out here.
Thank you, sir. And,
no
and
problem.
Likewise, I'm blown away by what you do and honored that you've taken on, my characters 4 times now.
It's been fun. They've been great things to draw. James said, Ted said, thanks. Ted, thanks for the Kiss tunes.
My pleasure. My pleasure.
All right, everybody. You can give me a follow as Most Epic Art on Instagram, Twitter, Patreon, TikTok, Facebook, Twitch, and Most Epic on YouTube. Tomorrow night, we are doing Agents of the Nerdy. and I don't know what we're talking about, but I'm sure Tessa will email me with the outline, and we'll be ready to go. There's been a lot of geek news that has dropped. I've still got Paige Alfred coming on the show next week, Dan Doherty coming on the show next week, and Big Jaw. Oh my goodness, that's going to be a big show with him. He is an actor, director, comedian. He does tons of sketches on YouTube. He's got over 1.5 million followers on YouTube, and I'm going to be drawing this guy, so I'm looking forward to that one because I got the perfect idea for him. All I got to say is Yamich is out of control, y'all. But thanks for tuning in. Thank you for your support. Please come check us out next week. Follow this guy, Ted. Oh, he's over here. Follow this guy, Ted. Check out the Kickstarters. We got tons of great stuff for you, and I hope you all have a good night. Stay epic, everybody.